Hey craft artists, this is Sherry again. Today we're going to work on some Halloween whimsies. These are some pumpkins cut out of 2x4 or 2x6, whatever size you want. These are probably out of 2x6s. But anyway, what you want to do is get them cut out real good. Get these off to the side here. And then sand them to where they're nice and rounded, which I didn't do on the ones that I painted prior to the video. But get them nice and rounded and sand them off real good so there's no sharp edges. And then give a nice base coat of poppy orange. Ceram Coat is my favorite paint. I was lucky to get some of these colors on sale at Michael's. I use Americana. I also use Apple Barrel. Apple Barrel is probably the least quality paint that I would purchase. I'm kind of fond of Apple Barrel on up, like Americana, Folk Art. Ceram Coat is my favorite. Anyway, this is the poppy orange. I'm also using leaf green, apple green, bright yellow, black, white, and floating medium. So the technique today is basically going to be floating. So I've got my angled shaders in water, getting conditioned, getting ready to go here. I've got my paper towel for batting off the paint. So I'm using a 3/4 inch angled shader by Plaid. And I'm also using a 3/8 inch angled shader. We're going to be using the large shader mostly today. So dip the heel in your float medium and your paint in the toe, and we're going to blend back and forth. This is going to be a large float, so you need a large shader. An angled, you can use a flat, but I prefer the angled. And use a light colored brush so that you can see the paint on the brush. If the paint starts to get too far into the brush, you want to clean it off and start over. But make sure you have plenty of float medium and blend it out. I'm going to start with this little guy. So the first thing we're going to do is shade around the edge. And I'm not going to mop this because I like how the effect is for this Halloween whimsy. Just walk it around. And the stem I did in the leaf green and then just floated some black in it. Okay, so now the fun part is going to be trying to figure out what kind of face you want to do with this one. So I'm thinking probably an angry face for him because he's so tiny. So let's go in with some mean eyebrows first. Off the eyebrows, and you always want your color inside and your float outside. So now I'm going to maybe come straight down here. Maybe float an eye like that. And the same over here. And you want your color side to be unjagged, nice and crisp edge. So now we've got our mean looking eyes, and I think I might come in with the smaller shade. Get some float medium, a little black on him, and I think I might do some little slits for his nose, maybe some jaggedy slits like this. I'm just going on a whim here. Go back to the big guy. I like to do really big mouths because I think I want to put some teeth in him. So color inside, float outside. Let's just go for it. So we're shading the mouth. You want to keep your float, your black float, out of the hollowed areas. And this wood is really porous, so it's really picking up the paint fast. So make sure you have plenty of float medium. So that's going to be the outline of his face. Easy peasy. We're just letting the float and the background color do the work. So now let's work on some teeth, because they're going to need to have many coats because I already colored in the orange. So make sure the float is dry. And because you're doing these accents, don't do little teeth, do big ones. So come in, tuck it right under that black, and bring it down, and leave it jagged on the end. See how it's jagged there? Make them the same size, so use your brush as your guide for size. And I don't know, come in and make some little jagged. We'll outline that with black later. Now the eyes, okay, since I decided to go ahead with some whimsical eyes and the teeth, I got my script liner and my number 5 Duncan. It's a stiff brush that I can pounce some color. We're going to build up some highlight colors in the background of his eye. So I'm using the yellow and just pouncing. Stay inside the black here. Tap it off with your finger. There's really no pattern, just building up some highlight color back here. Okay, and now we'll come in with the white. I'm just dabbing my finger. We'll let that dry. In the meantime, I'm going to get some float medium on my liner brush and some black. do just a quick outline of his teeth right here. We're going to come back in here and add some more white. Just get a little bit of outline on his teeth. Okay. Now that his eyes are looking dry, I'm going to take my angled shader, the butt end, and go into, let's see, let's do some buildup of color for his eyeballs. We'll do some yellow, some apple green. Those two just scream Halloween colors to me. Okay, so let's start with the yellow. Make a dot, clean your brush. Let's go in with some green. Go in there, clean your brush. And some dark green, dab it, clean your brush. Now we're going to take the butt of a script liner. Let's see if I can get this to work. Put some dark green on the script liner and wiggle and twist, staying inside your eyeball. So let's do that again on the other side. We'll start with the yellow. Clean the butt of the brush. Apple green. Clean the brush. Dark green. Clean the brush. Then the butt of the script liner, go in dark green again. Wiggle, 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 stay inside the eyeball part. And they're gonna look different, but who cares? He's a monster, right? Okay. Once that dries, we'll put a highlight on it. So we'll go back into the white. Give the tooth a little more white color here. Stay out of your eyeballs. I'm just kind of using the tip of the angled shader. Maybe add a little bit of yellow in my tip and just kind of slip slap a little bit of yellow on his tooth, and maybe just a bit of that apple green to give it some funky color. Be a little more apple green. Maybe a little more yellow. We don't want his tooth to be too bright. Okay. Come back in with a script liner. Maybe accentuate the outline. Like he's got some cracks in his teeth. And his eyes are looking like they're drying, so I'm going to use the butt of the script liner, come in with the white. They're not real dry, but let's try a little dot. Yeah, that worked. Clean your brush off, because you're going to have other paint in it. Dots. And that's kind of it. So we'll embellish him with some ribbon or some raffia or whatever. And I'm the queen of doing two-sided pumpkins, so I will paint the other side as well. But that just gives you an idea of some whimsical things that you can do with some spare 2x that you have laying around. If you have any questions, comment below, and thanks for watching.